Ladies and gentlemen, the long awaited, highly anticipated man for all seasons and has something to do almost every minute. Dave Wilson from Tampa Bay, Florida, ladies and gentlemen. And AKA the founder of the United States High School Champions League.
Well, good morning, Kevin.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning.
Yeah,
Well,
I should say guten Tag. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, good. Oh, the good side. All right. Is that the story goes is that before we begin, we talk about our national sponsors, and
Yep.
that select ball is a round ball, and you prefer to play with the round ball, no square edges on the soccer balls where you come from,
Yep.
and then the college planning. You know, I was looking at Ziggy Nago at Nago College Planning and Eddie O at Coolidge.com. They offer discounts, cash discounts, if you mention the starting 11 or the Champions League.
Nice.
I don't know if they know who Dave Wilson is.
Yeah, they have to pay more than if they mention that.
But okay, but the story goes is that they're there to help people get to college to find the right fit, and you
Yeah.
being on both sides, you being a coach and a athletic director, you know the importance of being a scholar champion.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been telling kids forever though too that when they choose a college, going through the right process and finding a school is super important. And Ziggy being able to help people out and Coolidge being able to help people out, it does something different. And I think for most kids, you have to go to a college that obviously you want to play at. But if something happens and you get injured or you stop playing, do you still want to be at that school? And I think
Oh,
that's real important for people to look at and go, okay, if I'm not playing, do I still want to be here?
yeah,
Still go
yeah.
to school here, and that could make all the difference when you're deciding if you have the option or the ability to be able to choose from schools. Then find the one that you want to stay at, no matter whether you're playing soccer or not.
Yeah, even in high school, I enjoyed even in the off season being there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Okay. Well, you know that I know that you know. You're almost like an old pro at this.
yep.
You've done your homework, and you're gonna inspire uh, the world.
Yeah, I don't know if inspire is the right word, but
Okay.
the first thing that too, we in Tampa we have sponsors down here as well, and I always like to mention our sponsors. But the one person and the one company that is probably the biggest had the biggest impact and factor for us is Mike Phillips and Loki Capital. We wouldn't be what we are today if it wasn't for them. We can do so many special things for kids because of their support, their continual support for us. And last year, having Mike be able to come to the Champions League finals and present the trophy and stuff was something that I'm super glad that he was able to do. That he was there watching the games and still that excited about high school soccer and that supportive of high school soccer. So big shout out to Loki Capital.
And they're Whale Certified Hall of Affinity
Nice.
yesterday. All right.
Very nice too.
Yeah, he's a
All right.
really nice fella.
Yeah, he is super nice. So, the second thing is I know that that I just got back from my overseas trip. Went to Germany, Switzerland, Austria, and Liechtenstein. And we went with 18 people in our group. There were kids from my high school, and actually my wife works at Wesley Chapel High School, which is our rival school. But we have kids from both schools going with us. And I think that if anybody gets the opportunity to travel, you need to do it. And I think if the World Cup showed us anything, that we get told things media wise, whatever else, about how bad some place is and dangerous or whatever else. But until you're actually there and see it yourself and you realize that, the majority of people around the world are wonderful people, helpful, great people to know different cultures and learning different things. And our kids that went with us, I think, came back from Europe with a different opinion than they went with. And, I definitely recommend for people to travel and see for yourself and don't listen to what other people tell you.
Hip hip.
Yep. Third thing is there's been lots of talk about the paper play recently after the World Cup and how the U.S. team is going to get better, um, and how we're going to do it. And right now, that the paper play system is not potentially the one that's going to work for us, and it's a money grab. It's people making money off of kids and families and everything else. And instead of being honest with kids at a certain age and be able to say, listen, you're a good soccer player, but this is where you really are at. This is where you can go to. High school soccer actually, does that for kids, and it gives them a great experience. It builds on getting more and more fans interested in the game. Because they have great memories coming out of it, the positive impacts it has for them. It builds the love of the game. It just makes people want to watch soccer, to be around soccer, to know more about it. And I still am sitting here watching the game with friends, and there's probably about 20 of us watching the game, and I had to explain to them what a red card was, and I had to explain to them what offsides was, and which nobody seems to understand what an offsides is. So, um, but we still just need to keep growing the game, and I think with being honest with kids and saying, listen, play high school, enjoy the sport. All right. Have fun playing. Be with your friends. Have that sense of community, and things like that. That's going to build our game as much as anything will.
Oh boy.
Um, and fourth thing, we don't get to talk about it much. I know you've had Ryan Helfrich on your show before, and Ryan's with the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Well, the Rowdies are currently sitting in first place in the USL League. After last year was a tougher year for them, but after 16 games, they've only lost 2 games throughout the season. They have 32 points, and they're 5 points ahead of the second place team, which is Charleston and Detroit. Both have 27 points right now, and Detroit's have 1 game in hand still. But at this point of the season, they're playing phenomenal, and it is great to give a shout out to them and watch. They do so much for us with the Champions League here that seeing them on top is fantastic.
Oh boy. From your
All
lips
right.
to God's ears, man.
Yep. Yep, it's fun. I mean, everybody wants to watch a winner play, and they have great fans that sat through them having great seasons and then subpar seasons, and then now they're back on top, and their fan base just keeps building. So,
Yeah.
and good people over there. So,
Right.
I'm glad that's happening for them.
Right.
All right, and my fifth thing is, as you know, Spain won the World Cup and got the trophy. What a lot of people forget, though, is the Spain's women's team won the last Women's World Cup. So the country winning the men's and the women's cup in the last 43 years. Next year we have the women's cup again, so it's in Brazil. Hopefully the USA can do a little better than last time. Even though they've won 4 World Cups, they got knocked out of the round of 16 last time. Um, I will be sitting there most likely with the same 20 people I watched the men's game with, and we will support the women's team, and hopefully we will see just a fifth title come to us.
Oh yeah. And at that level, you know, there is no gender. It's a round ball and see
Yep.
who's more creative with it.
Yeah, it's absolutely true, and it's watching people play. All these. I watched the men's tournament and say, "Wow, these guys are phenomenal playing for their country." But then the guy on the other country that they're playing against is their teammate from their club that they play for. And you see the difference. They obviously love playing for their club and want to win with their club, but when they put that national jersey on, and what a difference it is. The pride that you have for your country is, it shines through there. The number of people that support you when you're playing for your country changes. You could be the best, player for your country, and the fans are loving you, and then you play for a club team that's the rival, and they hate you. So, so I'd rather play with the team that everybody loves. So,
Well, all right then.
Yep. So that's about all. That's my 5 topics today, and I think we should have got done in about 11 minutes or so.
Oh, you were right at 10. You were right at 10 minutes, baby.
Yeah,
Oh,
I have to work on that. Then I got to get my time down, right?
oh, that was magnificent, man. Gosh, that was smooth. And I almost bit. I was going to take another minute, but I held back. I had self discipline and baba boom, baba bang, baby. Way to go.
No,
Well,
no.
well, thank you, David. You've been a real
Mhm.
source of inspiration for us all, and good luck in all your endeavors today.
All right. I appreciate it. Thanks, Kevin. Have a great day.
All right, cheerio.
All right. Bye.